So here's another belt that I made using a really ancient belt buckle that I got at a Hot Topic like 10 years ago. And this one has this belt has the distinction of being the fastest I've ever made a belt, because it was made with just like a spare piece of cord that I had laying around, and it just so happened to fit me, so I continued to wear it for a really long time. That's like this used to be black right here. It's worn out to the point where it's just metal in that spot, which honestly makes it look a whole lot cooler. Anyway, since the previous belt that I showed you guys had so many colors to it, this one really shows one of my favorite modes of this kind of belt pattern. That is, I like seeing it in all of my patterns in a solid color so that I know what it looks like when you're only looking at the geometry or topology. There's the bit of the spread so you can see how loose that is. This wound up fitting me exactly. It's 30 inches, so when I have it on, it sticks through like that. It is an exact fit, which means that I can't get any bigger if I want to keep wearing this belt. It makes a nice little size check. Alright, the neck up here is a bit of a mess because I was much less careful about that kind of thing at the time. I've actually been wearing this belt for like 2 years now. But it was made so that I could have either side facing, which was important to me at the time. It actually gave a little bit, so probably not exactly 30 inches anymore, but you can see there's a definite difference in the way that sits compared to up here, which is what it looks like before it settles. If you put a colossal amount of weight on it, it'll change. Like that. At least I think it's a big difference. I might be the only one there. You also notice that the finisher is done very, very differently, and I'm going to have a video about the different kinds of finishing knots that I would use as stoppers on the end, but this was just because there were two ends right here and I had nothing else to do with it. Oh, I mentioned this as the record for the fastest time that I had ever made a belt for myself. What happened was I took the line in hand. It was a spare piece, so like I wasn't going to measure it or anything like that. It was just that size, and then I passed it through here and got the loops all evened up, and then I hit the timer on my watch, and then set this on the ground, stepped on it, and then was weaving like that. I can't really do that for regular size belts because of the compression. That means that they're actually longer than the distance that would give me. I wouldn't, like, it would be too big. I normally have these done like up in the air. Anyway, the actual time for construction, I want you to guess. This belt is about 35 feet, and I made it in 7 minutes. Give or take about 10 seconds. There. That is your new gold standard for construction time on projects like these. All those paracord belts they're taking like 4 and 5 hours. No. I made that. This is exactly my size, and I made it in 7 minutes. The downside is that it only contains 35 feet, but it's also like an actual belt. Like you can wear that. Like if it weren't for the one down mushroom buckle, you could wear this with dress pants. And I actually do have a belt or two that I made in approximately this style, with a more discreet finishing rather than the clips that I use, that I will wear with dress pants because you can't tell otherwise. And like, it's not too thick, it's not too broad. This is actually about 1 inch wide, a little bit more than 1 inch, and that's after it's settled. Yeah. So there's my paracord belt. This doesn't get daily use anymore because I switched from a 10 strand to a 14 strand. It's green. I may have shown it on camera before, but yeah, 7 minutes. Beat that.